Good afternoon, everybody, to the last collider that we have in our series of free colliders at Czech Technical University. I think we are still waiting for two jury members to be here. I don't see Mr. Matička from DEC and Mr. Kwang-Long from Plzeňský Prazdroj is not here yet. But we still have some time before we start with the presentations anyway. So what's going to happen today? Today we will have the final presentations of all the projects that you have been working on in the third collider. We will have two blocks of presentations. So the first block will start in about 15 minutes with two presentations for GasNet and 4 presentations for Plzeňský Prazdroj. Then we'll have a break, and then after the break we will have presentations for the projects for DEC, JRD and CTA. After that, we will have about half an hour for the jury to do all the evaluation of all your presentations. And then, of course, we will give you the final result of the collider for this year. And after that, you are all invited to an informal meeting in the Vel Café. It's my pleasure to welcome already the people of the jury who are here. So now I have to check my notes that I don't make mistakes. So from JRD, David Wurst is here. Yeah, hi. Good to have you here. From CTA, Martin Schäfer. Hi. Online will be from Plzeňský Prazdroj, Martina Weisgebrova and Tomáš Dupal. I'm not sure if we can check if they are online or not. We will see. And Mr. Kwang-Long from Plzeňský Prazdroj promised that he would be here in person, but I don't see him yet. I hope he will arrive very, very soon. From GasNet, we have Mr. Štěpán Vodička. Welcome. And from DEC, Mr. Jan Matička, welcome to the session. And I will give you immediately your homework. During the break, there will be a short presentation by Ms. Lucie Lavunkova. She will tell shortly something about young manufacturer leaders, which is a very interesting initiative that can be for potential application for any of the teams that have been working on the collider this time. So there will be a 5-minute presentation at the start of the break, and of course then the break itself, and then we continue with the second session. So, we are still waiting for the jury member from Plzeňský Prazdroj. Are there any questions about the proceedings that we will have today? Is everything clear for everybody? I suppose you all checked that your presentations are running. We all got it in time, so it's all here available on the computer, so that's great. So that should work without any problems. Apart from the jury members from the companies, we also have jury members from CTU. One of them is me. The other ones are the very well-known people who tutored you throughout the collider. So Zuzana Pešková, Lukáš Horný, Jana Białkova, and we also have the pleasure that Patrick Mottel is also jury member from the side of CTU. So that means that we have 10 jury members in total who are going to look at your work, and each of the jury member will give marks for all of the projects. Yeah, so not just the people from the company for the projects of their challenge, but they will give marks for everything, and so do we as members of the jury from CTU. The marking is divided into 2 aspects. The first aspect from the side of CTU is whether you have passed the collider as such. Yeah? If you have worked as a team well throughout the time of the collider, if everybody contributed, and so on and so on. So that's you could say the educational part of the collider. And then of course there is the aspect, how well did you fulfill the challenge of the company? So that's where the vote of the people from the companies is quite important to see if you manage that. So one aspect is, yes, will you get the credits for this course? And the second aspect is that at the end of today, we also will select 3 best projects that will continue to the EuroTechathon. I will talk about it at the end of today, so you get a bit of an idea what will happen after this. But the idea is that 3 teams who we will select as the best teams will continue in this international competition between all the 6 partner universities of the EuroTeQ Alliance, which means that in June you're going to compete with students from Danish Technical University, Eindhoven University of Technology, TalTech, LIX from Paris, am I forgetting someone? Technical University in Munich, and I think now that's complete. So that will be another very nice continuation of this project for today. Of course, you don't have to win today's Collider to get the credits. If we say that, yes, you worked well on it and your result is good, then of course you will get the credits in all cases. Are there any questions in the meantime? Something unclear or not? Because we are still waiting for Plzeňský Prazdroj to come in. And there is still time before we start with the presentations. 10 minutes. Maybe, Patrick, now is a good moment to make this announcement because we still have time. We regularly invited you throughout the Collider period to fill in this online enquête inquiry, which was produced by TUM. And Patrick is involved with that project, so he can explain much better than I can why it is so important that you fill it in and why we keep asking you to do that. Patrick, please.
Yeah, thank you. I would like to ask you who don't do it right now to fill our questionnaire, as we will able to obtain new data for evaluation of the collider, and we are also using this data for comparison of all colliders within the EuroTeQ, and the data also will be used for future improvements of all colliders in the future and the challenge-based learning activities in the future. And we also plan to use some of these data in pedagogical scientific papers from the EuroTeQ Alliance. They are coming from EuroTeQ Alliance. So please, if you have, I think it's from 5 to 10 minutes to fill the questionnaire, please fill the questionnaire to get more precise data about your feedback from current Collider. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Patrick. Because we are also learning while we are doing the Collider. It's this really new kind of education, you could say. And we as CTU, we as tutors in this whole process, we are also learning how to do this better. And we cannot improve if we do not hear from you what went wrong, what could be improved, etc., etc. So that's why this inquiry is really important to fill in. So please, 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 if you have not done that yet, do so. Maybe not today, but as soon as possible. Are there any questions? Maybe someone else has to make announcement for something. Is the first group ready to present? So that will be Team Jufa. Yeah? Well, you can come downstairs already. It's much nicer to look at you than at me standing here.